Really quickly, what does it mean for a believer to have power and authority? Power and authority is really important in everything we do in life because we need both the power, that's the means to do whatever it is we want to do, and we need to have the right to do it if we want to do it legitimately. So say, for example, I built an extra room onto my house. I can go ahead and do that if I have the power, the bricks, the money, the mortar, and I can have a room attached to my house. But as soon as the building inspector comes and tears that down because I didn't have the plans approved, that power is meaningless. Or, on the other hand, I could have all the plans approved to do it, but not have the money to actually go through with the project. And the same is true for us as believers. God has given us a task. God has given us a mandate to take His kingdom and the story, the message of His love into the world. But we need to have both the power to do that and the authority. Now, I know many of us don't feel like we do, but God has specifically said that He has given us that authority and that power. One example of that is found in Ephesians, where Paul says that we as Christians have received the same power that raised Jesus from the dead. That's the power that is available to you and me. And in that same passage, he goes on to say that God has given Jesus Christ the authority over everything in the whole universe, even in the ages to come. And then God gave Jesus to the church for our benefit. So we have received both the power and the authority. Let me illustrate it like this. If I want to go for a drive, I need to have two things to start off with. The first is I need to have a driver's license. I need to go and have a test done and get one of these licenses, which by the rules of our country gives me the right or the authority to drive on the roads. It doesn't make me the boss of the road, it just delegates authority to me. And the same is true of God's authority. All authority in the universe belongs to Him because He made the place. And He delegates that authority to us as Christians or to even people in the world, to kings, rulers. Everyone receives their authority from God. Now the Bible says Jesus has received all authority, and He's been given to us as the church, as head over the church. So that's the first thing, is I've got a license. So I now have the right to go and drive on the road. But I'm not going to do anything with just a license. I also need the means. So I can go out and buy myself a car. And now I also have the power. I have the ability to actually go for a drive. I've got the right and I've got the power. But does that mean that if I wake up tomorrow morning, that I'm going to just wake up at my destination because I have the authority and I have the power? No, that's ludicrous. I still need to get in my car and drive there. And along the way there, I might hit some potholes. I might encounter some bad drivers. I might have some difficult obstacles to overcome on my journey. And the same is true for us as believers. Even though we have the authority and the power, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a smooth drive to our destination. But don't let that hinder you. So many Christians go out on the road, as it were, encounter obstacles, encounter trials, and then just immediately go back home and decide they're never going out again. But I want to encourage you to go and do what God has called you to do, because He has given you both the authority and the power that you need to do that. If you liked this video, press like, and if you want to see more, subscribe to our page.